Not a bad view at all outside the window of the Villa 5 here in Prilep, North Macedonia. This is where I've been staying, and those two peaks up there is where we are hiking to in this video. So before I get my hiking shoes on, let me just give you a quick room tour of my accommodation. I stayed here last night and I'm staying here tonight, and the cost, unbelievable, 30 euros for 2 nights, so 15 euros a night. I would say that is a bargain. Let me give you a quick look around. As I said, this video is going to be about the hike up there, but I wanted to just show you where I've been staying before we get on our way, using the second single bed as a packing bench, charging up the drone, and I'll show you the shower room in here. Very modern actually, pretty decent shower, very new looking sink, all the modern cons that you would want. The air conditioning was so good last night I had to turn it off. Some cupboard space, some wardrobes, and I would say I have picked up myself a pretty good deal here. This is the view outside the window, down the street to the right, and as I come round you can see down the street to the left. But more importantly, straight ahead are the Twin Peaks. That is where we are trying to get to in this video. Let's see if we can make it. Not often I start a hiking video by getting in the car and driving, but today is the exception to the rule, and that's because before I head to the trailhead from my accommodation, I wanted to stop by the little village, although it is part of the city of Prilep, but it's like a neighborhood or a suburb, and it is called Varoš. Now, in the old days, if you go back centuries, Varoš was actually the main center of attention in the area, and Prilep was just a neighborhood attached to it. But of course, Prilep is now grown into a massive city, so these days it's the other way around. I've come to this spot because on the maps it shows an amphitheatre, and I've just had a quick look around. Definitely reminiscent of an amphitheatre and what you'd expect to find in some respects, because I can see marble benches, blocks of old pillars, and even a seating area. But to be fair, the seating area does look pretty modern, so I'm not sure if this is actually a original Byzantine amphitheatre maybe, or whether it is a more recent addition to the village. In any event, I am going to take a quick nosy around, and then we'll head to the trailhead and get started. Some wildlife alongside the road. I just drove up to get to a small parking space. I'm just above a residential area. I had to drive through it to get here. And there is the city below me. We're going to do better than this though. We're going to get a lot higher, hopefully. That's where the car is parked. I'm not sure if it is a parking space or just a passing space, but I'm going to park there, and then that's the track I'm going to be heading up. Some kind of building here, I'm not sure what that's about. There is a warning sign in Macedonian, and then the hills where I'm heading are just above it. There is just loads of this really white stone, I guess. I don't think it's marble, but it is definitely very different to see it. It is scattered all along the track here. It looks like it's been smashed up. And as I look over towards the city, you can see Elephant Rock, and I know I'm on the right track because Elephant Rock is said to be at the beginning of the hike. So without any further ado, let's get walking. Every Every time I see one of these large rocks on the side of the trail, I feel like I've got to climb it and then see what the view's like. The view is pretty similar, but we're a little bit higher now. And so I'll just turn the camera around and show you once again. I just can't get enough of it. If you're in Prilep and you have a day to spare, then I would definitely recommend this hike right here. I'll give you a sense of where I am and then I'll tell you where it goes, because it is a good one. This is the trail that I'm on, so I'm following that to the top of this particular hill. That's where I've just come from. The white pathway from the city. Some amazing rocks there straight ahead that I've just climbed all over. And the trail that I was looking at just there, it's late in the day, the shadows are being cast very long now, but the trek that I just showed you is up in that direction, and it goes to the monastery that I finished off with in the last video. So if you saw my previous video, you'll know the monastery, but this is a 4-5 mile trek right the way across the mountains to that monastery. Down there is the view of the city, or part of it, and I was just looking at this part of the castle. You can almost climb all the way up there. I think I'm going to actually. There are not many castles left where you can just climb all over them still. I think you can get inside that tower and then perhaps beyond, so I'm going to go and give it a bit of a go. Not sure this will be the best idea, to be fair. I might have to put the camera away while I do this. As I suspected, you can actually get inside the castle here. Check this out. So at the moment, that is where I just came from, and this is where we are heading. By the way, King Marko, the towers are named after him. King Marko was the last ruler of this area before the Ottoman Turks invaded, and then they ruled here for about 500 years. I just came out from there, and I think this is where I am going to stop. You can see it is getting very narrow, and I think the only way of continuing on from here is to get onto this wall and try and get up there somehow, but I am definitely not in the mood. Ourselves a pretty little bandstand. Look at the panoramic that offers up, and here is a really well kept section of the fortress. Most of these buildings were built between the 10th and 14th centuries, and it always makes me wonder if someone by chance is watching this video in like 50 years time. I just wonder what has become of this place, because at the moment, no staff, no signs, no health and safety warnings, no danger signs, just broken glass, overgrown bushes, and raw, untouched fortress from hundreds of years ago. And it just makes me wonder that in years to come, will this place be like Dubrovnik or Kotor, which are really high in the tourism stakes these days, and for good reason. This has definitely got some competition in the Balkans, no doubt about it, but I'm pretty certain it could hold its own. There we go, that's the cross. That hopefully will be my next stop. Farmer trying to herd his livestock down there in the valley. He's having quite a bit of success, to be fair. Oh, bit of a tight squeeze under there. Having a bit of trouble finding how to get up to that cross. I'm starting to wonder whether or not you can get up to see that cross. It might be that it's not accessible to the public. So I was just about to give up believing that you can't get all the way up to the cross when I saw a little opening on my left side as I started to walk back outside the fortress, and I turned around the corner and there was some steps heading up towards the cross itself. So I'm currently following those steps up. The views you can see behind me are just magnificent. If you know me, if you know my channel, you will know that I like a good view, and this, my friends, is a good view. Wow, let's press on. The situation with the time is it's getting quite late. Sunset in about 10 minutes. I don't think we're going to get one because of cloud cover, but I have come prepared today. I have a torch on my iPhone and also a separate torch in my backpack just in case it gets dark for the hike down. Should take me about 30-40 minutes down. No more than that, I wouldn't have thought. Anyway, we continue going up these steps. By the way, these are not placed here by the authorities. These are steps that belong to the old fortress. Check that out. I saw these steps from the bottom. I have now finally arrived, and we're going to do this together, I think. Let's go up there and have a look. Down both sides, you can see it would not be possible to get across to this pinnacle without these steps here. So whoever built those, they have my gratitude, no doubt about it. And look at these wonderful sweeping views of the city. This is as good as it gets. And just on my left now, if I come around, you can see the giant's cross. There we go. We are so close to it, it's hard to make it out, but it is in the shape of a cross. Let's go up a little bit. I'll see if I can get a bit further towards the back. I don't want to get too close to the edge. Obviously it is unguarded. There are no rails, as I was saying earlier, no safety barriers or anything like that, but that's part of the charm of the place, really. Here is that cross again. There we go. Absolutely magnificent. Let's go around the other side. What have we got round here? Ah, we have a trig point. There we go. And just like that, another adventure comes to an end. The day draws to a close. What an incredible experience hiking to the top here. Loving North Macedonia so far, an incredible country, loads of mountains and wonderful places to visit. Join me in the next video. I am heading back out into the mountains, away from the city. We'll see what we can find out there, but for now, enjoy these wonderful views and I'll catch you in the next one.